So the first thing is easy. Don't read the comments. Don't feed the trolls. Don't try avoid it. Very difficult because we humans. We want to know what's going on. We want to know. Oh, I've muted you, but I want to know what you're saying on my feed. Like I can see the mute. So sometimes we do look into that. What I will say is that when my mental state is great, when I'm happy, when my soul is fed, when I've gone to gym in the morning, when I've played with my pups, when I've spent time with my friends, when I've done all those things that fill my cup, there is nothing that anybody can say to me to break me. So if I read a comment or see a comment or if it's there in my peripheral, it does nothing for me.
Yes.
If my mental state is healthy and I'm in a good space, then it does nothing for me. But if I'm on a bad day, if you catch me on that bad day that I have, and I see something that's nasty and directed at me, it sticks and stones. It does break me. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. And I try to remind myself that it says a lot more about that person than it does to me. So right now I'm not being trolled a lot. I think I'm in a good space. I don't know if I'm just, but I've got one. I want to say person because there is a real person behind whatever this account is. And they are obsessed with me, and they reply and comment to majority of my tweets with the most hateful comments about me as a human being, personal stuff. I've muted them, and I sometimes call them out. I don't ever tag them. I don't, but
Yes.
I speak about the fact, oh, the troll's back again. Still can't see what you're saying. But it does say more about that person. And I think we need to remember that.
Yes.
There is a human being behind that fake profile, a human being that chooses to follow me, a human being that chooses to spend their time and energy being nasty to me, and a human being that would never ever do that in real life.
Yes.
Like that says something about what that is. And I think if whoever's watching, if you can try and wrap your head around that it says nothing about you, what someone else is saying.
It has nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with you. And nothing that you do or say will change that instance. I have had people, and this goes with the muting or handling with trolls, I've had some people ask me, why don't you just block them? The reality is there's this weird thing that if you get blocked, some people wear it like a badge of honor.
Yes.
And I've seen that. I got blocked by Donald Trump Jr. I don't know what I said, but I must have said something. And for the longest time, I was like, yes, Donald Trump Jr. blocked me. How cool. I must have been horrible. If maybe I was factual with what I said, but I did something to him to make him feel, I don't want that around me. So I don't wear blocks like a badge of honor anymore.
Yes.
When we know better, we do better.
Yeah.
So I understand that now. But should I block this troll, then I've given them their tick, and they can go, oh look, the good things guy blocked me. So I think know where it comes from, and then try to have your own sort of mechanism.
It's so prevalent right now on the internet. You don't have to be a good things guy, Brent Lindeque. You don't have to have 500,000 people who follow you type of thing. You know, this ease with which people can attack another person from behind a screen and on a keyboard. And you can see it gets to some people. It really hurts them.
Absolutely.
And so we haven't been trained for it almost, have we?
And I've said this often, and I'll say it again. Being nasty to a stranger on the internet adds no value into the world.
Yes.
Not an ounce of value. Really, in the reality, in the bigger scheme of things. I also want to add, every single human being is hanging on by a thin, thin thread. We don't speak about it. We don't say it. I see it all the time. The stories that we tell sometimes, they shake me to my core because humans are battling. It's tough. We are hanging on by a thin, thin thread. If you lead with kindness, if your knee-jerk reaction when you see something online is not to retort with something negative or personal or attack somebody, when you lead with kindness, you could literally save a life. And I think that's another way of looking at it from the other perspective.